Whoa, have you been there this whole time? Sorry. In any case, my name is Dylan, and I'm a senior at Clark, majoring in environmental science on the environmental conservation biology track. As a devoted science student, I take a lot of science classes, and I take a lot of science classes with lab components. As an even more devoted science student, I do directed research. LOL, what's directed research? Only the best thing ever for a science student? Directed study research is a lab project under the supervision of a Clark professor. I myself work with Deb Robertson, a molecular and marine biologist here at Clark, and I work in her marine biology lab. There are a handful of students in her lab, including myself. There are 4 undergraduate researchers. We have 3 master's students, 2 of which are finishing up their projects. One, he's kind of in the middle of his. And then we have 2 PhD students. One is finishing up her project, and one got here literally a month ago. I first got involved in the marine biology lab by doing a little bit of work-study work, cleaning up cultures, setting up new ones, etc. And then last fall, as a junior, I officially joined the lab doing a directed research, and I started a project with one of the master students who's finishing up. But then this past spring, I took a semester abroad in Australia, which was awesome, but that then meant I fell behind in the project I started in the fall. So when I came back in the spring, and I was home for about a week after being in Australia for 4 months, I came back to campus during the summer to start a different project. This was a project that had been started by a different PhD student who has since moved on, and I'm doing this project solo. The gist of my project is looking at how a gene in a diatom is regulated. What's a diatom? A diatom is a photosynthetic microorganism. They're usually marine, although there are some soil species and some freshwater species. But as a marine biology lab, they're like one of our favorite things to hang out with. Even if you've never heard of diatoms, they're really, really important. They contribute anywhere from 10 to 20% of the world's total primary productivity. So that means like up to 1/5 of the amount of energy that is taken from the sun and converted into energy that we can eventually eat up through the food chain is done through diatoms. Man, I'm recording this and I look so pale. It's the light. It's also cloudy outside, so the light's weird, and I have to have this light shining on me. And I was like orange when I was in Australia. It was awesome. But not like Jersey Shore orange. That's just gross. This was like natural tan. I'm in the southern hemisphere during the northern hemisphere winter, so it's summer in Australia. That kind of orange. It was nice. But I digress. So this project I'm working on, which I will discuss in further detail later on, it's a project that I hope to be working on throughout this whole semester, and then next semester, and then continue that for a 5th year's master's. One of the primary reasons why I applied to Clark was this whole 5th year free master's program deal. Essentially what it is an accelerated master's program. So I'm doing a lot of my master's work this year, and I'll work over the summer continuing it and hopefully be done by May 2012 because I'm supposed to graduate May 2011. So in 5 years I would have a master's as in addition to my bachelor's degree, which is like awesome, especially because it's free, and I'm working with this great professor who I will have established a good relationship with, and who will taught me everything she knows. Well, not everything, because Deb knows a lot, and it's kind of intimidating when I'll ask her some really specific question, and then she'll like draw everything out on a piece of paper off the top of her head. It's pretty amazing. You might be wondering why a directed research is so important and awesome. It's so awesome because my professor is basically training me to be her minion. That means meeting with her multiple times a week and discussing scientific experiments and why they're going wrong, how to do them, and etc. That means I am constantly meeting with my professor going over different lab techniques, experiments, why my experiments aren't working, and all that really awesome stuff. While my personal interests lie more with ecology-related kind of questions, working in this lab doing like molecular DNA kind of work sets me up with a lot of really good background knowledge to use later on when I do like a PhD program or something. I mean, in a nutshell, this is just really good lab experience. And it's the reason why Newsweek in 2006 said that Clark was the hottest school for undergraduate research, because it is so incredibly easy to get into a lab and work really closely with a professor as long as you're willing to put in the hours, which are not that bad as long as you keep on top of your projects. So this is already getting pretty long and I'm just barely scratched the surface. So I will post some more videos soon. Maybe give you a little more idea of what I do in the lab before I talk more about my project. In the meantime, you can click this link right here to see a little bit more about myself and college life. So thanks for watching. Have a good one.